The 821st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog just launched their new ladders game where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Plus, when you use promo code MMA SGPN, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN, and you can get a $25 matching deposit bonus.
Howdy ho, DeGenerinos. Welcome to episode 821 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Wise Rise 1393, who says, "It's big news, haha." So I was right for once about the big game on the show. Gummy said bad news, and I said big news. Yes. So finally, I was right about something. So I appreciate Wise Rise backing me up here. I would be the one and only little campster, Jeff Fox. That would be Daniel Gumby Reeland. We are back. We're not talking about Wise Rising today, or actually we did talk about Wise Rise. We're not talking about the old PFL today. Today is all about the UFC 315. Yesterday we did our prelims. We agreed on every fight except one, because that Gumby, he's got to take wild swings to make everyone angry. So listen to yesterday's and/or watch it if you haven't already to see what fight Gumby took a swing on. Today is all about the main card, the pay-per-view portion, and all our fancy dancy plays. So like I asked you yesterday, Gumby, what are you most excited about on the main card portion of this here event?
I mean, for me, this is still a prospect take a step forward kind of moment, right? Because we've got, if you could still call Aiemann Zahabi a prospect, right? He's like in his mid to late 30s, right?
Yeah. Same age as, he's older than you, yes.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like he's just rising now, and we're gonna get a chance to see him fight Jose Aldo, a real test for him. You can say the same with Natália Silva, getting to fight former champ Alexa Grasso. You know, she had fought kind of past her prime Jessica Andrade, but like this is a real step up. And then obviously both of the two in the title fights. Like we're getting to see Jack Della and Maddalena hit that next level of fighter, and we're seeing Manon Fiorot stop fighting, you know, really, really great straw weights. No offense to Rose Namajunas, but really, really great straw weights, or you know, flyweights who are definitely not as elite as Valentina Shevchenko. So I like the step ups here.
Yes, definitely some step ups. I'm glad you didn't say the thing you're looking forward to is Benoît Saint-Denis versus Joel Alvarez, because sadly
that was a sick fight, though.
It was going to be fun, but we still get Benoît Saint-Denis because they're trying to make the French Canadians think that he's actually French Canadian. He's not. He's from France, but nonetheless, let's start breaking down fights. After I urge you and remind you to go to the App Store, download the SGPN app. That way you can get all of our stuff. So it'll be all our picks, our articles, our podcasts, our giveaways, contests, all that good stuff, all in one easy to find spot. So get our convenient app wherever you download your apps, the SGPN app. All right, UFC 315, Muhammad versus Della, Maddalena, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern is what we're talking about here, because we're talking about the main pay-per-view portion of the card, and we're kicking things off with the aforementioned Benoît Saint-Denis from France. He's fighting against a real Canadian, Kyle Prepolec. Sure.
I think it's Prepolec. Yeah.
Prepolec from Canada, 3 500 rounds, 155. We'll tell you about Prepolec first. Kill Shot is the nickname. 18-8, 10 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been submitted twice. Maybe I'm foreshadowing. 0-2 in the UFC. This is a short notice re-debut to the promotion. He's taking this fight on a week's notice, something like that. He's won 3 straight and 4 of 7. All of his past 3 wins. So the last 3 fights have come via knockout or TKO. He's not lost since March 2022. He's got multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get a shirt, get a merch, get our gear, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. 1-1 Bellator. Used to fight at 145 at 165. 2008 Pro MMA debut. He's got outstruck in the UFC by 1.5 strikes per minute. Plus 750. It's come down a bit since it actually opened. I think he was plus 800 when it opened. But Benoît Saint-Denis, God of War, 13-3 with 1 no contest, 4 knockouts, 9 submissions. So he's finished everyone. He's been knocked out twice. 5-3 in the UFC. Somehow He's lost 2 straight fights, both via knockout or TKO, which we didn't see coming. Before that, he won 5 straight. Used to fight at 170, 185. He was a regional champ. He has better grappling stats than Prepolec. He's an inch taller, 3 inches reach over Prepolec, 6 years younger, more active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.19 strikes per minute. He's done some professional grappling minus 900. So the money's been coming in on the challenger, because this was minus 1,000 or minus 1,000 before. Give me Saint Denis. He would destroy Prepolec even if Prepolec had a full fight camp. Prepolec showed his first go around that he's not UFC level, and Saint Denis definitely is. So give me God of War.
Yeah, and my bigger issue too is just kind of like his takedown defense doesn't hold up. Like you can see it sometimes in the regionals, but also like, his last fight in the UFC, he got badly out grappled by Austin Hubbard. And you have to imagine with Benoît Saint Denis having dropped a couple of fights in a row, like, first of all, he was desperate to take a fight here. He wanted to fight really bad. And you got to imagine he's going to do what he needs to win. And I think that means getting back in touch with his wrestling side, right? Like getting back in touch with not getting punched in the head by people who punch hard. Because it turns out that was not too good for him. And so I think you see his wrestling being more prevalent here. And, personally, I think he needs 1 takedown and he wins this fight if that's the route he chooses to go. So, yeah, I'm with you. Give me Benoît Saint Denis. Not really much to think about here.
No. If you're going to take him inside the distance. The number you would assume would be a little better than minus 900, but you probably should just stay away from it.
I think you could take him in round 1, to be honest.
Oh, that's true.
Like the round 1 prop is probably the closest that you're going to get to some kind of good money on him.
Yep. Very good point, Gumby. All right. We're going to a fight that should be more competitive, you would hope. Women's flyweight bout with former champ Alexa Grasso from Mexico versus Brazil's Natália Silva. Let's break her down by telling you about the former champ first. Grasso, 16-4-1, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's been submitted once, so she's very durable. 8-4-1 in the UFC, former champ. 5-1-1 over her last 7. Did lose her last belt, which made her lose her belt as well. Is not won since March 2023. Used to fight a strawweight, missed weight before there. Now she's at the right weight class. 4-0 in Invicta, 2012 Pro MMA debut. An inch height, an inch reach over Silva. Better grappling stats than Silva. She's outstruck her opponents in the UFC by half a strike per minute, plus 215. Surprisingly, big dog here. Silva 18-5-1, 5 knockouts, 7 submissions. She's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 6-0 in the UFC. She's won 12 straight. She's not lost since December 2017. She's a regional champ. Used to fight at 115, 2015 Pro MMA debut. 4 years younger than Grasso. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. She's outstruck her opponents by 2.84 strikes per minute. She's at minus 225.
Yeah, I'm going Grasso here.
You are.
Call me crazy for going with a big underdog.
You're crazy, Gumby.
But she was the champ very recently. We're going to talk about Valentina Shevchenko and the level of skill she has. And her last 3 fights were against Valentina Shevchenko, and she went 1-1-1. And the win was emphatic, and the loss I would say is less emphatic, right? She went in there and finished Valentina Shevchenko, and somehow she's a 2-1 underdog against. And don't get me wrong, a good prospect in Natália Silva, but one who just kind of beat Jessica Andrade, a kind of, as I said on the top of the show, a past her prime Jessica Andrade. Or she beat up before her prime, Jessamine Jasudavicius. This is a huge change in the level of competition for her. A huge change in the level of competition for her. And it's not like she's this great takedown artist, right? That's the thing I would fear if I was Alexa Grasso, right? It's somebody who shoots a ton of takedowns and is good at them. She's got 25% takedown accuracy. That means she's got to stand and trade most likely with Alexa Grasso. And I don't like somebody at negative, what would you say, 235?
225. Come on now.
225 to beat Alexa Grasso in that style fight? I think that's suicide. Give me Alexa Grasso here.
I'll take the younger wrecking machine in Natália Silva here, especially if it's going to be a striking battle. She can, maybe not technically a better striker, but definitely way more dangerous than Alexa Grasso here. So give me Silva. I like you said, I don't like the line though in this bout, so I would like it much closer than it is, but it is what it is. I'll take Silva at that number if I have to. So one thing you don't have to twist my arm about taking is entering Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. Listen to what you get. This is definitely VIP treatment. The winner will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for their entire 12-person league, 6 double king rooms, hold their draft at a cabana at Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit, limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club for the league, reservation at the world's largest sportsbook with $500 beverage credit for the league, and a 2-hour open bar package for the league at Overhang Bar. Contest duration is May the 5th to the 30th, June 30th. So make sure you enter by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And Underdog Pick'em. It is time for Gumby's bonus Underdog Pick and Play. Underdog just launched their new game ladders. Went up to 500 times watching your favorite players climb the ladder. All right, Gumby, what are we playing today?
We got the Atlanta Braves. They're playing the Cincinnati Reds on Thursday, finishing up that 4-game set. And I'm going to, as I've been going lately I'm going to go with Verdugo. Verdugo has been hitting the crap out of the ball. We'll go the higher than on his total bases, typically set at 1.5. So give me the higher than on Verdugo's total bases.
All right, go with Verdugo and go with our promo code MMASGPN. And take it over to underdogfantasy.com, and that way you get to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. All right, back to our picks. All right, we disagreed on our one fight. We're not going to disagree the rest of the way because that's how we roll. Actually, I know the rest of your picks, so I shouldn't say anything either way.
Do you know we're not going to disagree? I kind of thought I was going to disagree with you.
I don't know if we're not... I don't know if I let Top Turtle persuade me too much. The interviews and not just your picks, the interviews as well persuaded me with some of my picks, but I think it's more I just thought things over more. So we'll see. We'll see if we disagree or not. Starting with this fight, Gumby. I don't want to give away everything already. Men's bantamweights. Jose Aldo, Brazil. Aiemann Zahabi from Montreal, to be exact. Canada. Let's break it down by tell you about Zahabi. 12-2, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 6-2 in the UFC. He's won 5 straight and 5 of 7. So he won 5 straight, lost 2 before that. Has not lost though since May of 2019. 2012 pro MMA debut. An inch height, a year younger than Aldo, which is funny. He's only a year younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes than Aldo. He's one of those guys with the plus 0.0 strike differential somehow, despite fighting 8 times in the UFC. He's been hit as often as he's hit his opponent. He's at plus 175. Junior Aldo, 32-9, 17 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once. 14-8 in the UFC. He was a 2-time featherweight champion. Loss over his last 3, 4-5 over his last 9. He's fed at 145 and 155. 8-0 in WEC and the champion there. WEC never die. 2004 pro MMA debut. 1-0-1 as a pro boxer. He also is a grappling champion, 2 inches of reach over Zahabi. He has been outstruck, surprisingly, in the UFC by 0.1 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Zahabi, minus 198. Give me the dog. Give me the Canadian here, Zahabi. Despite the age thing, he has, despite basically being the same age, way less wear and tear. He's definitely a guy more in the prospect mold, despite being, like I said, older than Gumby even. But I think he can hold his own against Aldo. Aldo is, while he has done well since he's dropped a bantamweight, he definitely is on his way out. Loss over his last 3. He's not just losing to the elite now. He's losing to kind of
Batista.
run of the mill type, lower in the ranking type fighter. So Zahabi is just a really dangerous guy, and he's going to be extremely well game planned thanks to his brother. So definitely at this number, I think he is worth a stab.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. I think the big thing for me too is just like how much Jose Aldo didn't necessarily look good when Mario Batista got up in his grill. You know what I mean? Like Mario Batista won that fight largely by pinning Aldo against the cage and wearing him down. And I don't know that Aiemann will do that. Like Aiemann will probably not, pin him against the cage looking for takedowns, but he will get in his face, right? Like he will force Jose to work backwards. And again, it's that game planning, but also like we've seen him do that. And like even when Jose feels like he can work his way out with his own strikes, the counters of Aiemann have been very good in the UFC. Like, he has been very, very sharp with his counters. He's knocked people out. And like, he seems to be getting better every single time he's out there. Because like you said, he might be older, but he is very much still a prospect at this time. And having the best coach in the world happened to be your older brother, or one of the best coaches in the world happened to be your older brother. You could do a lot worse than that. So yeah, I'm here with Aiemann Zahabi as well. And the number sort of shocked me a little bit. Like, I thought he was going to be a slightly smaller I still thought underdog, but a slightly smaller underdog.
And I think he's way more dangerous at this point too. Like, Aldo's not finishing people, and he's not
and
even.
And he even said it. He said it in his interview with me. Like, I think he's dangerous still, but like in different ways. Like, now you just have to watch out for the hands, because he's not coming at people with the feet like he used to. The leg kicks are pretty much non-existent anymore. He's not kicking up top. It's like when he went away to box for a little while, he forgot that his legs work. And like that should help out Zahabi quite a bit here.
Uriah Faber says, "Yeah, thanks, but no thanks." All of a sudden, you don't kick. You kicked what? How many years ago was that? 10 years ago or whatever?
Yeah.
He destroyed.
I love that fight.
Of course you would. Of course you would. All right, we're to a co-main event already, and it's for a belt, a shiny belt, UFC flyweight champ, women's flyweight championship. Valentina Shevchenko, the champ, once again. She is from Kyrgyzstan. She is fighting Manon Fiorot from France. 5-minute rounds if they need it. I'm thinking they will. The Silva challenger, the beast, Manon Fiorot, 12-1 with 6 knockouts. She's never been finished in a fight. 7-0 in the UFC, 12-0 over her last 12, obviously. She lost her MMA debut and has won 12 straight since then. She's not lost since that aforementioned debut, June 2018. Multiple regional championships on her.
Mantle.
Correct. Get our merch at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. 2 inches height over Shevchenko, 2 years younger. Another person sneaky old. Sorry, Manon. Twice more active landing strikes than Shevchenko. She's outstruck her opponents in the UFC by 2.49 strikes per minute. She's at -140. Yes, the favorite, challenger. Bullet Shevchenko, the champ, 24-4-1, 8 knockouts, 7 submissions. She's been knocked out once, submitted once, 13-3-1 in the UFC, a 2-time champion, including now, obviously. 1-1-1 over her last 3, all against Alexa Grasso. 10-1-1 over her last 12. She did win her last bout and got her belt back. Belts and belts is what this episode's all about. Used to fight at 135, or did for Amanda Nunes fights. 2003 pro MMA debut. 2-0 in pro boxing. Multi-time world champion in kickboxing. Also a judo champion, taekwondo champion, a Muay Thai champion. She's got an inch of reach over Fiorot. She's outstruck her opponents in the UFC by 1.16 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Fiorot, plus 120. So the champ is the dog.
I believe it's you first.
Me?
No, it's you.
Is
first.
it me?
Oh, no, it's me. No, it's me first on this one.
Yeah,
You're right. I'm going to go Manon Fiorot. I've been a huge fan of her since she came to the UFC. And actually, before she was in the UFC, I was a big fan of her as well. I think the big piece for me is just that she's been taken down, but she's not down very long when she's taken down. She's got very smart get-ups. She doesn't take damage in the process. She doesn't allow fighters to settle in. And like, I kind of think that that's what Valentina Shevchenko needs, is to keep that like fear that she's going to take somebody down at all times in the back of their head while she's piecing them up on the feet. It's like the mixing things up that has always worked really well for Valentina Shevchenko. So I think if she shoots a couple of times and fails, because like, look, hey, Manon Fiorot stuffed and forced Erin Blanchfield to stand with her, and it didn't go well for Erin Blanchfield. And I think like if she can force Valentina to just be a striker with her, I think like the technical aspects of her striking can win her enough rounds here that she can take the decision. So I think this is going to be like a close point fight. I think we're going to get to judges' scorecards. This is kind of be a fun one to bet will go to split decision. I don't know what they'll have for lines here, but this feels like a split decision. And ultimately, I just think the technical prowess of Manon Fiorot and being like a little bit fresher. I mean, we mentioned it in the Aiemann Zahabi versus Jose Aldo fight. Like, yeah, they're like the same age here, right? But one of them has been through a billion wars and been finished a couple of times and, beat up. And the other one is not. The other one has gone through her whole career, or at least the last 12 fights of it, pretty much unscathed. So I'll take Manon Fiorot here.
Yeah, same with me. technically better, and Shevchenko is not the fighter that she was. She squeaked by Alexa Grasso, but Fiorot is still on the rise. As same as you, I don't see this one. I don't see either lady finishing each other. So if you're going to bet Fiorot, go all out. Better via decision. She's not going to finish Shevchenko, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, she does have 50% of her fights by finish, but like, this doesn't feel like one of them.
Yeah, it seems since the competition level has gone up too, she's
Less
being
finish,
more
for
safe,
sure.
and not finishing people. So, which is what happens. So, plus 125, you can get it via decision if you want to take a stab at that. All right, before we get to the main event, we talk about Rhythm. That's RITHMM. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs and MLB prop market with Rhythm. Building your model is simple and easy. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they include a 7-day free trial. Check out the Al Horford plays at Rhythm, and Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off your monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25 and 50% off the annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, Rhythm, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial today, sportsgamblingpockets.com/rhythm. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA playoffs, plus props for every game. For the true, for some reason I can't say true degens, the MyBookie money bag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposits, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the Al Horford lines there, and of course all the UFC bets that we're telling you to make right now, all over at mybookie.ag. And when you do head there, make sure you use our code MMASGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. So go to mybookie.ag, sign up code MMASGPN. And we're to our main event of the evening for the UFC Men's Welterweight Championship of the World. Belal Muhammad, the reigning champ from the United States, versus Della Maddalena from Australia. Tell you about the challenger first. JDM, Jack Della Maddalena, 17-2, 12 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once, 7-0 in the UFC as part of a 17-fight winning streak. So he, just like Fiorot, he lost his debut plus his next fight, and he hasn't lost since. That was back. His last loss was back in May of 2016. He won his last bout via KO. That was back in March of 2024. 1-0 Contender Series, multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch at sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Get sticky with it. He's fed at 185, an inch of reach over Muhammad, 8 years younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents in the UFC by 2.47 strikes per minute, plus 155. Remember the name, Belal Muhammad, the champ, 24-3 with 1 no contest, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, 15-3 with 1 no contest in the UFC, and the current champion. This is his first title defense. He's won 6 straight fights. He's not lost since January 2019. He was regional champ. He went 2-0 in Bellator, 2012 Pro MMA debut. He's outstruck his opponents in the UFC by 0.91 strikes per minute. Better grappling stats than Della Maddalena, minus 170. Another fight I have switched on fairly recently. Give me the challenger. All the stats are telling me to take the challenger. Yeah, everything is saying take the challenger, but I was still gonna take Muhammad because he always seems to find a way to get past people that he shouldn't, but I think he's going to catch up with him now. Jack Della Maddalena is super dangerous and much younger, much better striker. And Muhammad doesn't finish people, so he is going to be hanging around there in the danger zone for 25 minutes. Can Jack Della keep the fight on the feet though, Gumby?
So the thing is, I don't think he's going to stuff takedowns. I think he's going to get back up though. And that's the difference. Is that for every takedown Gilbert Burns had on him, he was on the mat for like less than 35 seconds. And so like for me, that's a gold mine here. Like as long as he gets right back up, we've seen even after being taken down a few times, he is wicked dangerous with the hands. His ability to throw hooks, get in your face. And like, look, frankly, like I think the thing that worked for Belal Muhammad in the Leon Edwards fight was that he was able to move forward the whole time, right? And he was able to push him back against the cage and make him. I don't think that's going to work with Jack Della. I think Jack Della is going to. You want to take a step forward, Jack Della is going to meet you there in the middle of the cage, and he's going to hurt you back. And granted, Belal Muhammad did a great job of cutting angles. He did a really good job of hitting that little uppercut he was hitting on Leon. But like Leon Edwards is also like older, was tentative, didn't look himself. I don't think you see that out of Jack Della. I think you see a fearless guy go in there. And like he said himself that like he trusts his jiu-jitsu and his get-ups. You know, he's been training with, what was it, he said he was training with Craig Jones. Like all of that stuff bodes well for me in his favor. I'm going to take Jack Della here.
All right. Linked up on every fight but one. All right. Recap, but don't you people go away. We got more for you. Both have Jack Della. Hey, we're predicting 2 new champs. We both have Jack Della. We both have Manon Fiorot. So
two of our faves too, by the way, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Long time faves.
Aiemann Zahabi, another fave of ours, but not a champ yet. We both have him. He has Grasso. I have Silva. Then we both have Benoît Denis. Now, Locks, Dogs, Props time. And either a Hungerman Jong Supervan Parlay or round robin. I think I go first. Or do you know all my picks already, Gumby?
I don't. This one's a hard one for me.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing.
Proper Mike Malott is going to be my lock of the episode, -1 of the week, -175 against Chuck Buffalo. Don't really see a reasonable path to victory for the old Buffalo. So give me a proper Mike.
I'm going to go with a really tight odd fight. I'm going to take technically an underdog. I'm going to take Modestas Bukauskas as my lock of the week. He's only -105 right now. And yeah, I think he's a perfect matchup to beat Ian Kudalaba.
Gumby's flexing. He's taking a dog for a lock dog, Gumby. Hashtag lock dog. All right. My dog is someone that I wasn't originally gonna take even to win the fight, but I switched and I'm all in on Bruno Silva now over Power Bar. So I'll take Silva +124. Full breakdown of that on yesterday's episode.
I'm gonna go with the aforementioned Alexa Grasso. I really believe this matchup's a good one for her. So I'll take Grasso.
Okay, +215, a big one for you. I'm taking a very big prop play. Give me Bekzak Almakan via knockout +475.
That might be in the Superman Junks parlay. Yeah,
that's
you have it on what did you have the number for it on?
+475. I found it at.
Oh man, I'm only finding +300 out there, so I'll just steal that number from you.
Yes, yeah, please do. What is your official fancy Nancy play?
I'm going to take Manon Fiorot by decision. I know it's a lot less sexy, but +125 is a good way to get her from being a favorite to an underdog. So I'll take her by decision.
All right, decision. Sorry, who was that again? You're taking Fiorot, right?
Yes, Fiorot by decision.
I was just making sure I had the Almakan prop right, and I did. Was it -125? No, +125. Right.
+125.
All right. Bukauskas, Malott, Locks, Grasso, Silva, Dogs, Fiorot decision, Almakan knockout are our fancy Nancy props. All right, Hungerman John Superfan parlay, you said?
Yeah, parlay. And so you already spoiled half of it. I just had to adjust the numbers and do some math on the fly. But you know, we're gonna go with Bekzak Almakan. We're gonna take him by knockout. I originally had it at 300. I thought that was a steal. So if you can find it out there at 475.
I can tell you the book off air if you like. It's not something that pays us.
I'll be heck checking you out on that one. So yeah, I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna roll that together with your lock of the week. Because I like your lock of the week, Mike Malott. I teased when we broke down his fight yesterday about that I have a feeling about how he finishes it. I think he subs Chuck Buffalo.
Okay.
I like him to either tag and sub him or to see Chuck Buffalo put his head where it doesn't belong and get submitted. 350 on the submission line for proper Mike Malott. So when we put those two together, we're going to get 25 to 1.
Nice. And this is the one that's going to hit too. Fantastic. So Almakan knockout, Malott submission, 25 times your money. Boom. All right. You're all set now for UFC 315. Come chat in the Discord with us and all our friends about it at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. On Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gummy Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Now that we told you who's going to win and how, enter my free pick'em contest and win some prizes at moneymma.substack.com. You can hear some of these people from this here fight card on Gummy's other podcast, Top Turtle MMA. Tell the people what they're in store for.
We got Modestas Bukauskas and Aiemann Zahabi chatting about their fights on this card.
So check that out. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Gummy, bid the people farewell.
All right. I'm Danny Gumby Freeland. He's Jeff Remember the name Fox, and we will see you on Sunday.